Okay, guys, you need to sign up under Luke. Ladies, please sign under Leia.
Oh, no. Queen Sheba, can you please come to this table up front? We're kind of looking for you. We got to figure out what the fuck is going on. Baltimore, Washington National Poetry Slam Team. Grr.
Also, does everybody have 2 nerd pieces? If you do not, you might want to consider not being in those. Okay, good. What's so funny about being a nerd, Gabriella? Nothing. Okay, all 5 of you put up your hands so we make sure I know where you are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great, thank you. On. I said, are you ready to get your nerd on? All right, judges, we're gonna have a sacrificial poet so we can get an idea of what, qualifies as nerdy poetry. All contestants, I have prizes for all of you lovely nerds. Everyone walks away a winner today. All right, so our sacrificial poet for the Nerd Slam, please give it up for the one, the only, Morris Stegosaurus.
Pokemon. It all comes down to Pokemon. Perhaps I should explain. You see, I collect Pokemon and have a wide and varied collection indeed. Of course, I have the basic Pokemon, the Bulbasaur, the Charmander, the Caterpillar, the Kakuna, the Pidgeotto, the Pikachu, the Vulpix, the Zubat, the Psyduck, the Magnemite, the Marowak, the Articuno, the Dratini. But I also have many exotic varieties, the Taylor Maladactyl, the Limpopotamus, the Summit Millipede, and the coveted Regicapikachu. Perhaps I should have been satisfied with my lot, but my watch cry has always been, gotta catch 'em all in one Pokemon, and continue to elude my grasp. I speak of the legendary Orokusaki Pokemon. I had all but given up hope when I received an anonymous tip. An old acquaintance of mine, the magic cactus of torment, had acquired the Orokusaki Pokemon during his recent sojourn in Tibet. Of course, I wasted no time in journeying at once to the endless and uncrossable desert where the cactus resides, and upon arriving, I issued my challenge. "Oh, magic cactus of torment," I said, "come and face me on the field of battle!" No sooner had I spoken than the cactus burrowed out from under the sand, reared back, and launched its spines at me. I had no choice. I unleashed my Pikachu Pokemon. "Pikachu, I choose you!" I chose Pikachu because he is an electricity Pokemon, and water Pokemon, like the cactus, have a disadvantage against such as they. But the wily cactus anticipated my strategy. He once erected an energy barrier that would block Pikachu's Thundershock attack. Now, your average Pokemon trainer would be worried, would perhaps consider using a Thunderstone to evolve Pikachu into Raichu, but I trained my Pokemon well. Pikachu reached into his magic bag and pulled out a 3-foot-long ossified dill pickle, which he used to bludgeon the cactus into submission. It was a glorious victory. "Now, magic cactus of torment," I said, "I have come for your Orokusaki Pokemon." "My Orokusaki!" cried the cactus. "Very well, cursed mortal, but first you must answer this ancient riddle. Listen well, for if you answer incorrectly, you will win no Orokusaki today." "I am prepared," I said. "Then let us riddle," said the cactus. "Listen. As a Pokemon trainer of the 219th level, no doubt you have traveled far and seen many wonders. No doubt the Pokemon you have trained have been victorious in a great many battles. I ask you now to be judge a hypothetical battle fought between 2 mythical creatures. Consider this. Who would win in a fight between a Rottweiler and a Rottweiler's weight in Chihuahuas?" my throat clenched in terror as I considered the dire import of the cactus's words. Legend has it that the Rottweiler was a mighty beast, yet the Chihuahua was cunning and quick. And who to say how many Chihuahuas it would take to equal the weight of a single Rottweiler? Would it be 13, 14, even 15? I didn't know. Ooh, mocked the cactus. Is it too adult a puzzle for you? Oh, vile cactus, I cried. Cease your torment. Answer, demanded the cactus, or forfeit your Rokusage! I knew there could be no more delaying. I hazarded a guess. The Rottweiler? Curses, howled the cactus. Who told you? Have you been listening at keyholes? Curses, take your wretched Rokusage, Pokemon. It may it bring you naught but ill fortune, hemorrhoids, and misery. Now be gone! And I was. I encountered the magic cactus of torment again some years later in Borneo. He was playing Chinese oppressor checkers with Astracanum, the star puppy. But that is another story for another day.
Give it up for more Stegosaurus. All right, now judges, you need to consider. Okay, oh, well, hey, you need to consider all of the nerdy factors. If that was nerdy enough for you, you give it a thumbs up. Not quite, thumbs down. So what do we got? 1. That's a perfect score, everybody. That's 5 thumbs up for Morris Stegosaurus! Morris will be taking home the best-selling manga in Japan. They sell 3 million copies a week of this. It's all yours, Morris. It's Shonen Jump. All right, let me do a nerd count here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, only 5 girls. Do I have another girl? Genevieve is still here? Genevieve VanCleve it is. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Imagine that, more nerd boys than nerd girls. Do I have any other girls that wanted to slam that didn't get on the list?
Why not Kristen?
I'm not considered a nerd.
Why?
You're a nerd by
She's
She's a nerd by attrition.
it's the academic team, but apparently.
All right, we'll have 2 nerds up here, all right? We won't judge them until both nerds have read, all right? Is everybody down with that? What? 1 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down, yeah. Okay. All right, let's see. For this first round, I'm calling up Russ versus Carrie. Come on up. Somebody have a coin? We should flip a coin. Who's got a coin? Somebody throw me a penny. Nickel, dime, I don't care. Anyone? Anyone? All right, Russ, Carrie. Ladies first. Call it in the air. It's heads. Russ, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go second.
All right, let's give it up for Carrie.
Nerds don't do mics well. This poem is like totally from the depths of my soul, and I'm talking the roots here, and so I felt like I couldn't get enough distance from it to be objective, but I just feel like you're all like my brothers and sisters, so I could do it. Fudge! Fudge! Tormented clown factory fertility! If and of above with orchestral menstrual cholesterol. Orchestral menstrual cholesterol, French fry fat bath brick walls, laugh! 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 Tubercular fibrosis is slip slide mitosis, slip sliding away, slip sliding away, bursting, boring breath, bubbling. Wrestling witness wishes for yo-yo consecration. Yo-yo consecration. Mr. Baton, Baton Rouge, Power Soaker, this is the place for my Astro Brace. Skunk, monk, stunk, 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 stunk. I, passionate, moonstone, cacophony. Disturbed beat of beauty cream dimensions, mountains of carved, sacred lipstick. I am soulmate to mateless socks. I open diary locks and read today's entry. Flaked out. Flaked out. Caressed videotapes. Flaked out. Come with me! Anti-art, gunslinger, totalitarian, because I am the passion fruit, voodoo, dribbleator, librarian. I am the passion fruit, voodoo, dribbleator, librarian. I am the passion fruit, voodoo, dribbleator, librarian.
All right, Carrie. Just so you know, I have an emergency inhaler at the side of the stage if anybody needs it. All right, next up we have Russ. Give it up for Russ.
Some people consider me a nerd because I'm interested in the weather. And I started getting interested in the weather when I was 6 years old. And it was because I asked my father what the weather was like at the South Pole, and he told me that the weather on the South Pole was the hottest place on Earth. So I'm wondering if he was just trying to bullshit me, or was he really that stupid? See, I'm trying to condense this down to 3 minutes. I started then getting interested in keeping records of the weather, and my parents weren't very supportive, and it caused a lot of problems with my life, and they bitched about me going to bed too late. In 1986, I moved to Florida, and I really hated the weather there because I hate hot weather. And I have a rant about how much I hate hot weather too. It wasn't until I was doing like my weather sheets, I was doing them by hand, but finally in 1993 I was able to get a computer to increase my interest in keeping records of the weather. Mainly because I started using a computer to keep records of the weather, but my interest really came back to life in 1994 because that was the year I moved out of Florida and moved someplace where the weather is the way it's supposed to be, except in the summer when it gets too fucking hot out. I hate hot weather. In 1999 I started putting graphic images like a picture of the sun on sunny days and pictures of rain on rainy days in my weather sheets to make them look more like a newspaper when describing weather conditions. And in Florida, a lot of newspapers put an image of a sun with a smiling face wearing sunglasses to describe the weather, even on days when the weather's too fucking hot out. It's always too fucking hot in Florida. And I really hated that. So I came up with my own ideas. I thought that it would be better to put an image of a turd in front of the sun on any day when the weather gets hot and muggy. And I once told my mother that I wanted to start my own newspaper, and whenever the weather gets hot and muggy, I would put an image of a turd in front of the sun. And my mother said, well, most people don't want to see that. Well, I told her that most people suck. I then reminded my mother that Mr. Hanky became quite popular, but except my mother never heard of Mr. Hanky. I decided that it was not appropriate to put an image of a turd in front of the sun on hot days, so I decided to put an image of Satan in front of the sun instead whenever the weather gets hot. Plus, I decided to paste a small piece of a turd in front of the sun. It is so tiny that you can't see the turd, but it is there for good luck. And in order to put a picture of a turd in front of the sun, the high temperature needs to be 86 degrees and above, the low temperature 70 degrees and above, and the dew point 66 and above. And I once gave my copy of my weather sheets, even with the images of Satan, to the local weathermen here, weather ladies at the state fair. But despite that, they still said I did a good job, and I know that I'm a much better piece here, but it's I've only got 3 minutes here, so that's my story of keeping records of the weather.
Bringing the local nerd flavor, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Russ. I don't know if that was a poem, Russ, but it sure as hell was nerdy. And a bit disturbing. All right, so we're gonna judge, right now we're gonna judge the Leia poet, which was Carrie. So judges, thumbs up, thumbs down, you're voting for one or the other. I need all 5 thumbs in the air, please. 1, 2, 3, 4 thumbs down, which means Russ is our winning nerd. Carrie, you get the Neil Gaiman Sandman poster. You can claim this anytime. All right, next match. Let's have Andy Hall versus Rachel Hyman. Is that coin already?
I was a nerd. No, I just had red ones.
Go ahead. All right, Rachel, call it on the air.
Tail.
It's heads. Andy, you want to go first or second? Andy wants to go first.
I gotta confess, I really want to go first because I can't hold it all in. Okay. Don't go outside, testosterone. It's spermicide out there. First you're born, and then they beat the shit out of you. Then they send you home with your parents, who beat the shit out of you. And then you go off to school, where the bullies beat the shit out of you. And then you go off to work, and your boss beats the shit out of you. And then you meet the woman of your dreams, and her boyfriend beats the shit out of you. And then you go and get really drunk, and then the cops beat the shit out of you. And so you spend your whole life alone, jacking up and crying, jacking up and crying. And then you die. Yeah! And then on Judgment Day, God sends you to hell for jacking up and crying about it. Yeah! But don't complain, because if you think it's painful now, wait till Satan sticks the hot poker up your ass. Some people were meant to feel all the pain, and you are one of them. So be happy, become one with the Lord. Get down on your knees and accept the Lord, love the Lord, and you do. And look at how the sky's clear. And the children sing, la 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 la. And over there, the woman of your dreams, and you make love, and it's procreative, and shit, you have 1,000 other kids for the rest of humanity to jack up and cry over. Just look at them down there, Lord. Jacking up and crying, jacking up and crying. Oh Lord, forgive me for jacking up and crying. Thank you.
A nerd's best friend is his own hand. All right, next up, let's give it for Rachel.
1 second is the duration of 9,192,631,770 cycles of a certain oscillation of the hyperfine transition of cesium-133. But you had me before that. See, gravity is direction defined on surface of this planet. Its fluctuations reveal true nature of underground domains. My misaligned motion is based upon your Earth diver breath. The world spins like a top, so don't assume elastic collisions. One must always begin with indigenous understanding. We function within air resistance. Atmosphere will one day tear apart the moon. Luna's face screams prophecy of that dark litany, lacking entirely the alchemy of your smile. I watch your mouth move. Force my pulse to recall that the farthest astronomers can see is 1.5 times 10 to the 10th light years, not 1 moment into the future. And I am an articulate poet-type nerd who can have conversations with beautiful boys. Though Newton calculated the crassitude of air, I will try not to talk trash like usual. And shaking your hand, some formal introduction, I think of tungsten bulbs. Touching tends to ruin them. Let me make dark lines for forces. I'll try not to leave the 2-pi out this time. I just want to know your name. These are everyday space physics. I see you like number 7 on a 16-hour problem set transformed to extra credit to find the value of theta. The angle at which I should approach your approach is to know where ratios of components of vectors finally equate to 0. This is the derivative of what I want to say. A level of calculus that can't be explained without pictures. This will not let us fly to the moon without a pilot, but a compromise prolonged becomes convention. I don't want to stop looking into your eyes. Admittedly, celestial bodies are stupidly heavy. Conversations with radiant strangers are set up with harmonic oscillator potential. That is, when pushed through a tunnel spanning the center of the Earth, they travel back and forth without end. The universe, by the way, is neutral. We are the ones with coiled stomachs and iron cores. In that time before batteries, our tongues were devices that made big sparks. We are meant to be breaking circuits, making alternating fields, to provide the medium sound needs to travel, mesmerize each other until the ice waters down our drinks, until animal magnetism becomes real science, until time recedes to Babylon, and we can redefine the second as the time it took for our eyes to lock. That moment between gaze and electric current.
Give it up for Rachel. All right, judges. The Luke poet, who was Andy? Thumbs up or down for Andy? That looks like 1, 2, 3. I need the 5th thumb, please. 5th thumb. This is for the first poet, Andy. So that's 2 thumbs down, 3 thumbs up, which means Andy is the winner of this round. All right? Rachel, you get a Doctor Who comic book. Andy, you get the Lord of the Rings making of book. All right, next up, let's have Sevea and Karen. Karen, heads or tails? It's heads. You want to go first or second? Second, which means Sevea is up first. Give it up for Sevea.
Hi. I'm Wally West. People say I'm the fastest man alive. And it's true, because I'm the Flash. Yes, the Flash. DC superhero? Yes, the Flash. Justice League mainstay? Yes, the Flash. Short-lived 2-season CBS TV series? Yes, the Flash. Slow down. Wasn't that Barry Allen in that show? And wasn't he played by Wesley Shipp, Dawson's dad on Dawson's Creek? Well then, I am James Van Der Beek. Yes, the Flash is James Van Der Beek as Wally West. No, maybe I'm Barry Allen too. Maybe I am you. I run fast, oftentimes beyond sound, beyond the name calling, so fast labels don't stick to me. Maybe I want them to. I run in the hope that someday someone will catch me, slow my roll, tell me who I am and why. My grandfather traveled to the States, selling radial tires, always coming and going, impacting his family with a cum shot and a new mouth to feed, reminding his family not having his love or approval was just what they had to deal with. My father was the only one who ran away, through the mercury of a college degree, getting married and making me. And my grandfather hated him for that. And I hate my grandfather for that. How do I relate with relatives who cannot understand who I am when even I can? But the Flash can. Yes, the Flash. I beat Superman in a foot race. I outswam Aquaman. I am a hero. Somebody needs me. I am on a TV show. Somebody has seen me. I am the identity behind the masks. Somebody catch me.
Thank you, Sevea. Next up is Karen. Give it up for Karen.
Shappy, help her! Oh, Shappy?
You'll save her from the girl, which is the mic stand.
As a nerd, sometimes I have felt inadequate in some ways, and I have often thought that I just should never have children. I hated how good intentions and parental inadequacies molded continuous generations of dysfunctional children whose overcompensating tendencies ruin more generations, so that the entire population of the world are self-hating or people-hating freaks and nerds, who, of course, make it a point to share these experiences via the open mic night with the rest of the people-haters of the world. For a while, I deluded myself, thinking I could be the one to break the cycle. I could be that ever-elusive good parent. But now I have a much more realistic philosophy. I think I will have a child, maybe several, and I'll train them from birth to be ninjas. At least they'll be guaranteed to grow up feeling confident. And when they realize how much they hate people, they will be skilled enough for indiscriminate killing, with no one able to capture them or even see them, thus weeding out the worst, or at least quite a lot of humanity, and hopefully ensuring their own sanity. Doesn't this sound like an oh so conducive to adjusted teenagers already? And since I am going to go to all this work, and it would require great amounts of self-sacrifice on my part, you see, the basement dojo, the weapons, the expense of convincing the neighbor children to participate in arranged mortal combat. So with all this investment, I am entitled to some perks. I deserve my children's everlasting gratitude and maybe even servitude. I think I'll send my kids out to assassinate all those people who pretend to be my friends. Yeah, you know who you are. I say pretend because I know that humans are incapable of anything more than barely concealed contempt, and I know these would-be friends are really cunning enemies, just waiting for me to let my guard down, and are probably at this moment conspiring to turn my ninja prodigy against me. But I will prevail, and after these deceivers are eliminated, perhaps I can even make a buck or two hiring out my perfect spawn of evil for government jobs. Maybe I'll breed an army of ninja assassins. I'll call this service Ninja in a Box. And I'll send them to their victims all painted up in the music box with the hand crank trigger. Bum, 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 bum. Wouldn't that be a perfect scene? Those people would actually have to sign for a UPS shipment of their own destruction. Signing their own death warrant? Get it? Because what good are cliches if you can't use them in your killing sprees? Ninja in a Box. The perfect philosophy of child rearing. If only I could get them in stores by Christmas. But that's okay. I'm patient and I already have the patent.
That was Karen. All right, judges. Let's see the scores for Sevea. Thumbs up or down? I see 4 thumbs down, which means Karen takes this round. Let's give it up for Karen, our first girl nerd winner. Karen, you received the anime trivia quiz book. Sevea, the 2003 Spider-Man calendar. All right, next up, let's have Carl versus Rachel Street. I see Rachel. Where's Carl? Yeah, all right, bud. Rachel, heads or tails? It's tails. You want to go first or second? She will go second. The old is a hole. Carl, you are first. Let's give it up for Carl.
Some people told me that they don't know where the car comes from at the end of this. There's a car in this, if you haven't seen the movie. This is called Harold and Maude, the rock and roll song. I don't feel like killing myself no more. I ain't killing myself, it's much too early for me. Dude, listen, man, I'm gonna try to kill myself no more. It's much too early for me. Because I found myself a lady with a fatty short guy like me. You see, it used to be I tried to find 100 ways to fake my death. I like to shoot myself, stab myself, take some pills and break my neck. But since I met my baby, I've been struggling to catch my breath. Cause she's sexy and 70, the top branch on the family tree. I turned you from old country, and I just turned 23. I know how sound, but she's the hottest girl around for me. After me, at a funeral, I heard a hiss behind me, so I turned my back. She was the cutest little lady, and her skin tight dress was black. And now we're rolling down the rails because the house is on the railroad track. Cause she's sexy and 70, the top branch on the family tree. I jumped you from the old country, and I just turned 23. I know how sound, but she's the hottest girl around for me. I take it. This is a guitar solo. Oh, no, young girl's got what I need. I don't know much about the birds and bees. I've been trapped in my body since I could breathe. It took a freaky old lady just to set me free. Well, the way she drives the car around, it's like she wants to start a fight. And she loves to hang around me, so I thought that I was Mr. Right. I caught a glimpse of her tattoo, and I knew just what to do that night. Because she's sexy and 70, the top branch on the family tree. Jumped you from the old country, and I just turned 23. I know how sound, but she's the hottest girl around for me. I said I know how sound, but she's the hottest girl around for me. One more time, I said I know how sound, but she's the only girl around for me. Wow, I don't feel like driving this car around no more neither.
Give it up for Carl. Carl, the karaoke slam was last night. Karaoke was last night. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Rachel Street.
What is this? This is a silly...
Shappy, use this one.
Oh, I got it. I got it. You just had to, get right. I have a bone to pick with you, teen movie makers. If you were at all responsible for 10 things I hate about you, The Princess Diaries, American Pie, She's All That, She's Out of Control, then this rant is for you. I've had it with your pop culture portrayal of the nerdy, geeky, ugly girl who no one would ever want. Let's see. Let's take an obscenely beautiful girl, the type of girl who no one would ever consider unattractive, and fool people into thinking she's undesirable. How can we do that? Let's put glasses on her, make her hair frizzy or pulled back in a ponytail, make her unathletic, have her wear baggy clothing, make her artistic, joke about her possibly being a dyke, and here's the kicker, the detail to make her truly icky to all popular people and members of the opposite sex. Let's make her smart. Because there's no bigger turnoff than an intelligent woman. It's so brilliant. Because now when we want to make her gorgeous and popular, we simply take her glasses off, put her hair down, put her in a tight outfit, set her up with a cute guy, and as for that artsy smart stuff, we just kind of forget it ever really happened. Well, fuck that shit! Intelligent, artistic, bespectacled women are not ugly, damn it. Yet every month, there's a new film or new TV series perpetrating the myth that they are. I refuse to live in a world where Freaks and Geeks is canceled after half a season, but Beverly Hills 90210 managed to thrive for 9 whole years. Did Andrea ever manage to hook up with Brendan? No. Because she was the smart brunette in the glasses, but Brandon was more than willing to fuck every blonde on the show, from Kelly to Donna to that psycho Emily Valentine chick who stalked him for an entire season. That's what you get for ignoring the beautiful woman who adored you. That's what you get, bitch. And what is up? What is up with the geek turned chic? Going and dating the very guy who used to trip her and tease her and make her life a living hell? No. They are not suddenly nice people who have realized the wrong of their ways, making them okay to date. They are still assholes. I want to see more real-life geek love, like in Real Genius. When Mitch could have lost his virginity to that blonde chick who never even noticed him until he was starting to get famous from his work with lasers, but instead he turned her down and made sweet, sweet love to Jordan, the mousy brunette with a brain of gold. Geeks of the world, unite. We must protest this pretty propaganda spreading the evil lie that we could be attractive if we really, really tried. We've all been there, so we know it's not true. I, for one, did my damnedest to fit into my high school standard of cool, and never once did anyone ask me out on a date. Not once in 4 years. We must embrace our geek selves and live our lives by the valuable lesson taught in the 1995 film Can't Buy Me Love. If you're going to date a geek, you can't try to change them. You must simply love them for the geek they are.
Geek love. All right. So let's have the judges thumbs up or down for Carl. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 thumbs down. That means Rachel is the winner of this round. Our second girl nerd. So far, it's 2 guys, 2 girls. I like that. And not in a sexual way. Although there's nothing wrong with that. All right, next up, let's have Greg versus Genevieve. Oh yeah, prizes, sorry. Rachel Street gets the Star Wars flip book, which gives you 2 separate scenes from the movie. And a issue of Ultimate Spider-Man #1 for Carl. Yeah, that's for Carrie. Russ, I believe I owe you a prize too. Did I? Yes, all right. I'll get you on the next round. All right, Genevieve, call it. Heads or tails?
Heads.
It's heads, first or second? Second. Greg is first. Let's give it up for Greg.
Welcome to my dark soul. Empty is it not? Ah, but it is. Welcome to my brooding sub-reality. Are you afraid? Ah, but you shall. I was once above it, now I'm down in it. And this is my hand reaching out to you from my dark soul to your dying mind, like the hand of Jim Morrison, breaking you on into the other side. The underbelly of the world's soul, where we all hang like encrusted barnacles, gripping the petrified exoskeletons of our dank, dark souls. Are you afraid? Oh, but you shall. Welcome to the lost souls, bricked up in forgotten catacombs, echoing with the dank, dark souls. Welcome to my loneliness. Are you repulsed? Ah, but you must. Welcome to my frightening gothness. And this is Satan welcoming my soul, promising to aid me in mastering the darkness, in dominating my mind to your mind to my mind, our minds melding in monotonous tones of mutual damnation, wanting to take me like an animal closer. Thanatos is dead! Thanatos is dead! Now it's the candles and chains for more! Now it's the candles and chains! Lonely, is it not? Oh, but we are legion! Join us if you dare! And Mrs. God, peeling the skin off your smiley face, corporate creative death syndrome myth machine, condemning you to a happy loneliness, devoid of sorrow, devoid of positional truth, devoid of compassion which acknowledges we are forever and inexorably lost / forgotten. This is God eating your childhood. This is God licking your dreams and swallowing your soul because it is tasty and juicy at the back of his nitrate-dripping throat. And this is my Father asking me to commit an unpardonable sin the day after I got back from 7th grade summer band camp. Damn you, Daddy! Damn you, Daddy! Daddy! Oh, and that is no longer myself in a crumpled heap. And I am now genderless, and free of all hypocrisy. Gaunt am I not? My metabolism has consumed all that is a lie. Oh, but you will not regret the swallowing contentment of spitting out your dreams like bitter seeds, the welcoming nectar of here and now flowing into your hollow waiting soul. Oh, but you will have a fever for the flavor. You will crunch a bunch, a munch. You won't be able to eat just one, and you will find that darkness and your soul are two great tastes that go great together, and you will love the empty wrap of solitude that is your dank, dark shadow soul. One ringy-dingy-dingy-dingy, a two ringy-dingy-dingies, a three ringy-dingy-dingies. Give it up for Greg and his dark, dark soul.